All right, so I wanted to take a few minutes to just show off the PCBs for the two Gates circuits, the 292C and the 292B. And right off the bat, major difference of the C is that it uses 4 dual Vactrols. I've got Augustus Technologies Vactrols, which are now new old stock. And the reason being is that they function better in this circuit for better decay, and these were matched. And also you can see that there are far less capacitors than in the B. The B actually uses 8 Vactrols, so it's a completely different circuit. There's a lot more capacitors, and they're X-Vive Vactrols. So they sort of took over for Augustus Technologies, making the same Vactrol types. And they're thought of as, not having as good of decay, but in the 292B circuit, I feel like that is definitely not the case, as we'll find out.
Hello. Today we are going to be talking about the 292 Low-Pass Gate. There are 2 different versions, and I have their clones of Buchla modules, originals. And one of them is from the Electric Music Store, and the other one is from SA Modular. I outlined the PCBs in my earlier segment, so we're just going to talk about the sound. I am Augustus Green from the Galaxy Electric, and this is Patch Intel. So right now we're actually hearing a slow sequence coming from the 245, triggering the or controlling the 258 dual oscillator. I just have one simple oscillator sawtooth, and there's just a sequence that highlights some low pitches and high pitches. And it's running very slow because I wanted to first just let you hear the decay. Right now we're listening to the 292C. And I will switch to the 292B. Now, also, they are being controlled by different sources. The 292B is being controlled by the quad envelope generator Model 280. And the 292C is being controlled by the 281D from Dunnington Audio. The reason for this is because they output different voltage ranges, and the 280 is more tuned for the 292, and the 281 is more tuned toward the 292C, mainly because they were designed around the same era for the same systems. I will also control one with the other and vice versa, just so you can hear the difference. But so right now this is low-pass gate mode. I will be focusing on low-pass gate and low-pass filter modes, although we will also cover the regular gate. And so yeah, let's listen. So that's the 292B. It's quite a bit louder. As you can hear. And I have such a slow sequence because, like I said, I really want you to hear the length of the decay of the notes. And so let's see what happens if we switch it into low-pass filter mode. So we get a volume drop, and also, it's definitely less decay, which, one would expect. And so let's hear the C. Notice how the volume, and that's why I have the volume set to the same, because the 292C in low-pass filter mode has a very similar volume to the 292B. They sound almost the same. Definitely different timbres and sound you get from each module, but at least the volumes are the same. So that's why I left the volumes matched on the mixer rather than trying to level match between the two. So let's hear the low pass filter mode of the 292B. I'm sorry. So that's the B. And that's the C. So you get like more of a thump with the C, but they're, like I said, the volumes are pretty similar and pretty similar decays in low pass filter mode. Let's switch back into low pass gate mode on the C. Definitely get more decay, and the volume stays about the same. Maybe a little bit of an increase in volume, and that's usually because you're sort of combining the gate with the low pass filter, and so there's a little bit of summing going on there, and so you'd think that the signal will naturally get a little louder. Now, I don't know if that was a design choice for the C, an improvement of sorts, that the volumes are better matched, but that's one way of looking at it. And then so we listen to the B in filter mode, and then let's go back to the low pass gate mode. Now I'm going to speed up the sequence a little bit just so you get a feel for what it sounds like at a faster rate. Go back to the C. Definitely hear that volume drop in low pass gate, the combo mode. Now, let's try controlling the C from the 280, and then we'll do it the other way around. Pretty similar response. So despite the fact that the voltage levels coming from the 280 are going to be stronger, it doesn't necessarily make the module react much different than it would from the 281, but I have found that the other way around is definitely a difference, and I'll show you what that sounds like. So let's switch to the B. So you still get that volume increase, but it's definitely a different timbre. Let's switch into low pass gate mode. So that's the C being controlled by the 280, and the B being controlled by the 281. And so let's put it in low pass filter mode and compare those two. B controlled by the 281, and C controlled by the 280 in filter mode. Now you notice that you do hear a volume increase when the 280 is controlling the 292C. And that must be because of that increased voltage level. So that's the 292B being controlled by the 281. Let's switch into low pass combo mode. Still get that volume increase, but it's not quite as intense as when the 280 is controlling it. And I'll let you hear what that sounds like. It's just a little more present. Let's switch these back. Oops. So that's gate mode. Combo mode. The 292C. And combo mode. The 292B. Now, I definitely, there's slightly different settings on the envelopes themselves, but I did try to match those so that they were getting similar responses from the modules. So you have to trust me on that. Now let's hear regular gate mode, just for the sake of this exercise. Let's increase the decay a little bit. And let's hear the 292B. Now, one thing I definitely noticed is that the 292B has more decay in gate mode, and it's a little more present, and I like it better. So that's matching them back. Yeah, the 292B gate mode I find a little more useful, especially if you are, using like an oscillator versus noise. But there you have it. Thanks for checking it out.